Okay, now I'm going to start to divide up all of the veg that I've done and start to distribute it as evenly as possible into the boxes. Now, you don't always get even spread, obviously, but try and do it as even as possible because you want to make sure each day you're looking at similar size meals, all right, because you don't want to be scraping. Now, I'm going to do this to the best of my ability. 2 in there. 2 in there, there you go. There's not many carrots left because the cameraman decided he really likes them, so he's eaten a lot of them, so we haven't got much left. So now we're going to get asparagus. This is looking good as well, same thing. Just start to distribute the asparagus. There you go, put that in there like so. Same with this, exactly the same. There you go, that is going in there nicely. Again, there you go, there you go. Okay, so we're starting to build up some nice meal prep now, and what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take the sweet potato. So I'm going to take one of these big sweet potatoes here, and I'm going to start to maybe, if these were a lot softer, now they're pretty moist inside, so you should still be able to get that cut. Yeah, you can, that's perfect. So I'm going to put these into slices. Be careful with these because they can be very, very hot. There you go. There you go, perfect. So it's cooked just the way I like it, which is not completely all mushy inside, and you can see the heat coming off of these, so you do have to be a little bit careful. So I'm just going to distribute sweet potato in like so. There you go. There you go. Now, depending if you want more carbohydrates in one meal than the other, then that will obviously depend on the amount of sweet potato that you're going to pack inside. But this is cutting up lovely. I'm really pleased with how this is coming out. There you go. I love the skin on sweet potato, so I'm going to pack this one a little bit more in here. There you go. And as I say, be careful because when these sweet potatoes have just come out of the oven, they are really, really hot, and we are doing this live. These sweet potatoes are not like here's one you made earlier style. They are pretty hot. All right, so just chop that up now. Here we go, get to the end. There we go, lovely. Okay, put that on there. Perfect. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, this one can go again. So we're starting, as I say, to build up a nice bit of meal prep now. Let's get these going. You can do this also, it doesn't have to be sweet potato. You can do this with white potato. I just prefer sweet potato. I just like the taste of it. Although I do like white as well. These taste perfect. This one's a little bit mushy, but again, you know, it's not here. We're not doing any, we're not in a display or a presentation competition here. So if it's mushy and it goes in and you like that, get it in there. There you go, perfect. So one more should do me, and that should be it. Perfect. There we go. There we go. Skin's getting cool. That one, ooh, was hot. So as I say, mentioned it a few times now, just be very, very careful with the heat coming off of these. There's another one as well. There we go, put that in like so. Okay, so, just take that skin off. So that, as I say, sweet potato, we've got a little bit left, and that would go into another container or into a bigger container for tomorrow's meal prep. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get the chicken, and we're going to now start to divide the chicken into all the containers. So let's get that done now. Okay, so now we're gonna take the chicken out with the peppers, and I'm gonna do this individually. So I'm gonna start by just slicing up this chicken here. It should just fall apart. Yeah, look at that, lovely. And the color of the chicken, as I say, will never ever look the same as when you're frying it, but you will not get the same amount of moisture. So I'm just gonna cut that right away down the middle. Perfect, so then I can start to distribute this chicken now into all of these containers. There you go, lovely bit of color. That will go in there nicely. Perfect, there you go. Now these containers are quite small, these ones, but you can get bigger ones, you can get deeper. So what I try to do is make sure that all of my meals fits inside that container, and that roughly gives me a good amount of macros that I normally need throughout the day. So again, just slice this through, look at this, look, easy, easy, so moist. I'm gonna have to taste a bit. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna push that in there like so. That sits there. Again, there we go. Gonna start distributing it now a little bit more evenly. Peppers in there. Get this next one out here. And again, just repeat the process. This one has got so much juices in it. There you go. And again, just slide down the middle. Whoop. There we go. And take that like so. And that will slide along there nice. Exactly the same with this one. And I'll just pan out this one here, and that one will be done. Now, as I say, this is not a presentation competition, but I'm trying to just make sure I can get all of everything that I've cooked and distribute it evenly throughout of everything that I've got here. These peppers will taste so nice because they've been sitting in the juices of the chicken. So, last chicken breast here. You can't hear that from here, but the sound of when I cut into this chicken, honestly, so moist. So this one's gonna go into this one here, and this one is gonna go into this last container here. There we go, like so. What I like about this is, when you open up these throughout the day, you've got plenty of colour that's going on. Now, if I said for your meal prep, I want you to prep chicken and sweet potato, ask yourself this question: would it look like this? Would you look at the colours, or would you see these colours coming out on a day-to-day basis in your meal prep? And if the answer to that is no, and you're finding your meal prep a little bit too bland, then this is something that you want to look into. You want to have a look at getting some more colour in. Now, the final part of what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to add some fats and tiny bit of spinach, excuse me, but I've already got my greens in there as well. So I have got some almonds here, and I'm just going to get a handful here, and I'm going to slowly just distribute a few throughout here. And what I like about the almonds is, on this meal prep, is it gives it crunch. There's nothing worse in my eyes than not having crunch in a meal, because you might as well have like a fluid. So these are nice, these are really high in fat, so you don't put many in, depending, again, it all depends on your macros again. And we're gonna just add, again, finish it off, little tiny bits of basil, just pinches throughout, like so. It's already been seasoned, remember, with basil, coriander, lime, ginger, chili. So it's got plenty of seasoning on there, but there's nothing like putting fresh seasoning over the top. It tastes beautiful. Okay, so the final two parts to this meal prep is going to be hummus and hummus is one of my favorites. It really, really is. It gives just a different take on whatever you're prepping, especially with chicken and sweet potato, because it can get a bit samey even though you are adding this amount of flavor and this amount of activity to it. But I love hummus. So it's just gonna be 1 teaspoon in like so. And again, there you go. I'm generous, as you can see, with the teaspoon, but this is something that I love. And this is a nice little surprise that you get when you open the prep and you've got hummus in there. It really, really spices it up for me, not in heat wise, but it just makes it that extra bit exciting. Just gonna brush that off with my thumb, there you go. Just so I could lick it, that's just an excuse. Last bit, there we go. Perfect. So, beautiful. Last 2 parts, as I say, was hummus. The last part is going to be just a tiny, tiny bit of spinach. And again, this is just mixes in rather really nice with the hummus. All right, so tiny, and I mean a couple of leaves, like so. I'm not going to dress it up. I'm just going to put them leaves in there. They're not for display purposes. They are to add flavour and to add a little bit of character to this food when you open it up. There you go. Tiny, tiny finisher is the coriander. Tiny, tiny bit. There you go. As I say, we've already seasoned it with coriander, and this is just personal, you know, because it's probably my favourite seasoning, coriander, and the smell of it, it's just lovely. Okay, finish it off, lemon juice all the way around, last drop of lime, and that is my meal prep. Chicken with sweet potato, peppers, marinated, cooked properly, good, honest, healthy grub. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a try. If you've got any questions on this, you know where I am. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.